I'm skipping the intro today because a brother is pissed. Today's not the day for an intro. It's not today to smile and shucking and driving to be a fool. I am pissed off by what I've seen today. James Borrego froze Lamelo Ball and put him on the bench for the rest of the fourth quarter, and then had the goddamn nerve, to go on the media and said he's watching for LaMelo's minutes. He knew he couldn't say I'm benching LaMelo just for defense because he wouldn't look right. Everybody else played bad defense. So if he would have said he was benched for defense, they would have called him a hypocrite. This team has no direction, no organization. The zone defense killed them. I told y'all about that crappy zone. Did you know that the Memphis Grizzlies has a franchise record in that game? 22 made threes. If they would have played man, of course they would have given up some twos with Valanciunas in the middle, but it's better than threes. And it was the first time all season that I saw LaMelo down. He smiled when he was on the bench throughout the year. He smiled when he only played 15 minutes in the first game and had 0 points. He smiled through all of it. But for some reason, LaMelo did not smile in this game. And I don't want this game to be an excuse for Tebe to start. Despite this loss, the Hornets have a better record with this current starting lineup. And I hope JB understands that, but he's set in his ways. He has so much of a love thing for Devontae Graham. It's crazy. Before I lose my mind, because this coach is just pissing me off, I'm going to let Rev cook.
Yeah, it's pretty deplorable. It's pretty horrible. But the reason why things like this have been able to persist with this family over and over again is because a lot of old media narratives, that go unchecked, and nobody holds these people's feet to the fire other than new media. I was sharing a video with my brother DJ today, and on the video, basically, the guy is saying I was wrong about the LaMelo Ball, and this guy has over 1 million views on TikTok. And the entire video, all he's doing is throwing Melo a bunch of backhanded compliments about how he really wasn't wrong. But the part I want to highlight in this is that he goes on to say that James Borrego is justified in doing what he's doing to LaMelo Ball because LaMelo's father is the way he is. Now, isn't that some crazy shit? That sounds like buck breaking to me. He said because LaMelo never played under structure and because LaMelo wants to do things his way, he should keep LaMelo coming off of the bench.
Oh, my fucking God.
To make sure that he's controlled. I told y'all in preseason that was the reason why he wasn't starting. It wasn't about conditioning. It wasn't about him being a rookie. It was about they want him to acquiesce to that raggedy-ass system. For everyone that keeps capping for James Borrego, saying he is a good coach, he is not a good coach. Just because you have been on a staff with a good coach doesn't make you a good coach. He got scorched in that first quarter with that zone defense. And he's so arrogant and incompetent to make adjustments on the sideline. He stayed with that zone to the point where Memphis broke a record with 3-point shots. He makes no adjustments. His X's and O's are basic. His rotations are trash. He's not a good coach. Like somebody said in the group chat, he's a substitute teacher that goes to math class and feels like he's the real teacher. You're not. Let's start the show.
Man, the Spurs coaching tree, the Pops coaching tree is the most stubborn bunch of coaches I've ever met. Like known. James Boylan, same thing. Doesn't want to change how he does things. Wants to keep it a certain way. Wants to sit down Kobe White because he wants to have a certain play. This guy doing the same thing. This like it's annoying, man. You don't have a team playing the Martin twins. That not even playing Melo doesn't bother me. Playing the Martin twins bothers me. They're not good. Man, it's disgusting.
DJ, let me throw this
Yeah.
at you real quick, and then you ride on it.
Right.
If these Lonzo got froze out tonight as well, if these guys' last name was anything but Ball, the national media, everyone, not just national media, people would be up in arms about what we saw tonight.
Yeah, they would. And they would have said this coach is ruining the confidence of this young player. You know, the old media script. Gibson, what is one thing that you're not liking from James Borrego? I trust your analysis on breakdowns of coaches and players. What is he doing that's really irking you?
The thing with James Borrego, and I want to give him a soft ass compliment. He's not Luke Walton. He's a good, mediocre coach. But his lineups are like, why, like, who's that? McDaniels. You saw McDaniels. He's a big body. He can at least use his length. You have these other young centers. Why do I keep seeing Cody Zeller? He can't catch a rebound to save his life. They were getting killed on the offensive rebounds. And I don't even have to bring up Lamelo to bring this point up anymore. Like these centers that you have, Biombo, and then PJ Washington, you gotta like time out and tell PJ Washington stop making extra useless passes and just go at the rim. I'm getting tired of this crap, man. It's messy. It's a lot of like you said, it's a substitute teacher. He's allowing everyone to do what they want. And it's just not making it like you do this, you do this, you do this, and that's it.
Bro, it's it's coming to a point where they don't do anything that sticks. They don't do anything that analytically makes sense. So the Hornets playing a bigger lineup, not having small guards, proves, besides this game, that it works. But James Borrego, what he's going to do is when Devontae Graham comes back, he's going to put a 3-guard lineup. Either that or LaMelo's off the bench.
I just want to say this. I'm going to be honest. You guys might be shocked by this, but as much as I don't like James Borrego, I don't think he's the major problem with this organization.
Shit.
Oh, I'll tell you why. This organization had the whole summer, and they kept Cody Zeller and Biombo. And those are the worst signings that organization made. Because every time they play a team with even a capable big, they are guaranteed losing. Always.
So you saying it's Mitch Kupchak's fault?
Yeah, because what was the point in signing those two guys? And also, you say you want to make a rebuild, but then you give $30 million to Gordon Hayward. Yeah, Gordon Hayward's performing well, but what's going to happen in 4 years? You could have overpaid for Christian Wood. You could have overpaid for a young big man who could have stretched the floor and blocked shots. You could have done nothing this summer, or at least try to get other capable players to fill in your bench instead of playing the Martin twins. I don't know, man. It's just a lot of, Pelicans, the Pistons, all these organizations just don't know what they're doing.
Rev, what do you think of what Gibson was saying about the Mitch Kupchak receiving most of the blame?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say most of the blame. Mitch has been a bum. People just get reputations in the league just for being around greatness, and I'm just noticing that, man. The reason why James Borrego is is a sucker because he's like I keep saying. I don't see. They don't run a damn offense. That's one. They run the same offense for the entirety of the game, which is a pick on the wing. And if that doesn't work, the guard flares through and cuts through real hard. And on an option, they'll pop out to the corner. The reason why I can't blame Mitch Kupchak at this point, because like someone brought up last week, at some point, James Borrego has to start coaching for his own job. It's obvious it's a mandate by the organization that they want to train Lamelo the way they want to train him. But I want us to look at this. Our brother DJ brought up a comment. He made a statement saying that Lamelo could be back on the bench, which is entirely possible. If this was a down game where this man only had 28 minutes and he still scored 17 points, it's unjustifiable. It's unjustifiable. But I think you're on to something, DJ. I think this was a precursor for the return of Devontae Graham. I don't think it was about anything other than preparing to bring Devontae Graham back into the lineup and having an excuse. It's almost like he was willing to concede a win. Because if they would have won tonight with Melo's performance in the first half, there's no way you can change your starting lineup. I was thinking that. But now he kind of left the door open.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Also, that's total bullshit what Hornets fans are saying. Like, yeah, the game was already lost. It was like, no, it wasn't. It was only 8 points. They literally could. What are you talking about? Like, 15 points is not enough to say the game was already lost. Let's keep the Martin twins in for the whole fourth.
Yeah, that damn lie that they was talking about on the web, talking about James Borrego, he should be excused. They were getting destroyed. I said they were down by 8. They put him on a bench. They kept him on a bench. They froze him out. It's like they keep pacifying JB.
Yep.
See, what you said, Rev?
No, I was saying, yep. I was amening, brother.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Joseph Murphy. Joseph Murphy, I already sent you the link on Instagram.
Yeah, but you guys disagree with me on the Mitch Kupchak, but I'm just saying, like, this summer was like, why? I'm gonna give him a next summer, but like, you just needed just a mediocre big man, a guy who can get rebounds, a guy who could do decent amount of defense. Not the best defense, but the thing with Cody Zeller is all he's really good at is setting picks. And anytime I see them try to run a play to see if Cody Zeller can get a floater off, I'm like, what are you doing? Cody Zeller can't, like, you saw how he was running? Falls over himself every single time.
It was to the point, brother, where on those picks with that same raggedy ass play that they keep running all game long, the defense isn't even reacting to Cody Zeller anymore. Both guys are running with whoever is coming off of the pick, and they were leaving Cody Zeller wide open. Cody Zeller, you are the biggest and sorriest big man I have ever seen in my life. Like, what I saw tonight was horrid. There were rebounds that were falling 2 feet in front of him, and he could not even move enough to get the rebound. PJ Washington, trash is what he is. PJ Washington is cheeks, bro. I'm tired of hearing about what he did in his rookie year. It's okay when you score on a raggedy, sorry-ass team. Mitch Kupchak didn't go out to get anything this summer because he didn't think he was going to win. These guys were not in win-now mode. The reason why expectations have been raised is because Lamelo is elevating this team to the point where the opposing announcers are like, man, he's really got this team humming. I don't know at this point, man. I'm almost getting to a loss of words, DJ.
Yeah, it's getting crazy out here. There's no answers. And shout out to Without a Question for the $4.99 super chat to help grow the nation. He says these are willing. These guys are willing to throw their whole organization in the ground in order to show just to prove a point for principality. This comes from the top. Yeah, it comes from the top. It's egotistical. It's all about being the man. I coached Lamelo into our style. I took away what he does best, and he's conformed into the James Borrego system. Politicking.
And here's my thing. I would agree with you that they were just tanking, but like the thing that hits that is signing Gordon Hayward for 30-something mil, because that would be the opposite of what you'd be doing if you were tanking. Like, you don't give that guy 30. He's how old is he?
31, 32.
Like, and for 4 years, he's going to be worth 30 mil.
I think that was an appeasement signing. That's one of those signings, okay, to make it look like we're attempting to win, we're gonna throw this charity money out here with a solid player who can help us take the necessary steps. It may not happen this year, but in 50 years we'll be a winner. And I'm not gonna lie, some fan bases believe in bullshit like that. I'm sorry, I'm not that guy. You can't dangle a win in front of me and I get happy. Go ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
I really wish they could have just said begged Brandon Ingram. I just wish they would have begged Brandon Ingram and not sign anyone and try to just get him. That would have made me happy. Because I mean, like, Brandon Ingram does what Gordon Hayward does, but better. I just like I like Gordon Hayward. I like what he's done this year. He's actually a really good player, and I think he's the best player right now. But a lot of the time when he tries to play point guard, that shit really bugs me. And he falls over himself. Yeah, he'll get a foul here and there, but it's like it slows down the pace of the offense. It starts getting staggering. And it's like, that shit annoys me, man.
Bro, look, somebody made a comment in the chat section, the streaming section, and said, PJ Washington, everybody can't be a star. PJ Washington is solid. If you say the last 4 games he's been anything near solid, PJ Washington looks cheeks. He looks cheeks. Bro, I've never seen a guy that is in the mold of somebody was who were they comparing him to today? It was almost blasphemous. Oh, Paul Millsap. Somebody was saying PJ Washington is like a new age Paul Millsap. Anytime anyone strips at the ball when PJ Washington is about to go up, he's the weakest person on the court. He can't play through contact. He's undersized. He can't get a rebound to save his life. The only thing that made him watchable last year, and I did my research. The only thing that made him watchable last year, he was shooting at a great clip for a power forward. Well, this year, those shots aren't falling, but he still can't rebound and he can't finish oversized. So what does a power forward like that give you? Right.
Yeah, man. And you know what it made me realize? And this is my only criticism for Lamelo. He got to stop trying to be a passer. He has to go for a score now. He has to be a scorer. He just has to. He has to stop trying to pass to PJ Washington, because every time he passes to PJ Washington makes this extra stupid pass he doesn't need to instead of just going strong to the rim. Every time he passes it to Miles Bridges when it's not a lob, Miles Bridges tries to do something extra. Anytime he passes it to Caleb Martin decides to try to do some N1 mixtape bullshit and tries to go for some crazy layup. And now, not going to criticize Caleb Martin too much. Sometimes he does good, but most of the times, no. So it's the only guys I'm like, oh, crap, this is nice, is Rozier and Hayward. And sometimes the coach decides, oh, let me play Lamelo without them.
And I know that some of Lamelo's floaters were hitting, besides the air ball floater. I don't really like when you use those floaters. I need him to attack. And besides that, there was no reason for Lamelo to be coming off that bench at all.
At all, man. Like, at least 5 minutes, man. If you didn't want to play him for too long, you could at least give him like 5 minutes. That would
Right.
still been like 34 minutes.
Please, but let's please not even regurgitate if he didn't want to play him too long. We know that's bullshit.
Of
Mhm.
course it's bullshit.
We can't play into, like, that's why I refuse to call James Borrego a good coach. I'm not going for it. What has he shown us that he's a good coach? And see, that's how he's going to end up having his ass in Charlotte next year, because he's a quote unquote good coach. How the hell did you give up 10 threes in the first quarter and you don't make an adjustment? That's not a good coach. I know the media has said it over and over again, but it don't make it true. He's not a good coach.
And
LaMelo is the reason why Melo's getting his teammates involved, brothers, is because he knows if he doesn't, the media narrative will destroy him. Also, his team won't play him. That's why LaMelo is having to, and I'm just gonna admit what it is, man. That's why he is tailoring his game in a way, because he wants to be on the floor. If you look at a lot of those turnovers, it's because, like the brother said, he's overpassing. Like, it was one time he came down the court, he got a steal, and the lane was wide open, but he wants to be a good teammate. Malik Monk calls for the damn lob. LaMelo throws the lob up, it goes out of bounds. Malik Monk doesn't catch it. But that's overpassing because he doesn't look. Me and DJ were talking about it Sunday. LaMelo was playing. It might have been the Wizards, or it was the Wizards. LaMelo took like 3 shots back to back. James Borrego benches him and on TV points his finger at him and curses him out while LaMelo's on the sideline. That's not a guy that has the green light. So we can't expect LaMelo to do something that is so far out of the realm of the offense, because he won't get the minutes.
I really wish that my Knicks had him. This is what I mean. Like, it's gross. It's malpractice, because with me, like, the Melo thing is disgusting to me, but like the Jaden McDaniels thing, the centers that are not even playing, the rookie ones, it's like they can't. Like, I've seen Richard when he's on the court. Yes, he's not always aware defensively, but like, he could jump, he could rebound, he could catch alley hoops and jump high, like things that Zeller can't do. Why is he not getting any minutes?
You know what's crazy, Gibson? James Borrego treats the young players like and maybe because it's the Spurs way, but he has to realize he's coaching the Charlotte Hornets. You have to play to win the game. You cannot coddle anybody around. And Vernon Carey, I think he could be an asset. I truly do. He has strong hands. He's very strong. He's very nimble. He can move his feet pretty well for a big man. But James Borrego, man, this guy, I don't even know what he's trying to do with LaMelo, because he treats him so differently than Devontae Graham. Do you hear when he talks about Devontae? It's like listening to angels for him. He brings him up on topics that shouldn't be brought up. The interviewer one time, and Rev know what I'm talking about, asked James Borrego about Rozier's performance. He brought up Tay-Bay out of nowhere and said, when we get Devontae back,
he'll be just as bad. Oh my gosh, DJ, that's the worst, because they'll just be just as bad. Like, Devontae Graham does not help with your size problem. Like, Devontae isn't the issue with your missing. Like, he just adds more problems, because all he does is take the ball. Like, people always like to point out his assist to turnover ratio, but they don't realize how his assists are made. Like, he holds the ball for about 20 seconds in the clock. He makes sure to force feed someone that's close by him so they have to shoot. He is not a guy who looks to make the plays or looks to pass anyone open. That's the reason why his assist to turnovers are so low. You get what I'm saying?
right?
It's the thing that I don't like with this team is like the amount of freedom that Graham gets is crazy, because he will like they'll be down by like 10 points, right, with 2 minutes to go, right, and he'll dribble the ball for 20 seconds like they're up by 5 points, and it just goes like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, the same thing goes for, other guy. I don't know, man. I'm just pissed off. I'm just tired of watching this shit. I bet $200 on this game and the Pelicans. $200. All the Pelicans had to do was win by 4.
A lot of people lost money tonight, man.
God bless you, brother.
I give up on that team. That team is horribly I made so much money on them, losing on second and quarters. They're a terribly constructed team. I'm tired of that shit. I'm tired of watching them. Horrible.
Boy, the Hornets and the Pelicans got everybody losing some damn money. Without a question, thank you for another $4.99 super chat to help grow the nation. He says, I think when Lamelo in the post-game interview said he rejected them altering his shot, rubbed the coach the wrong way. The benching might be a warning. Man, with this team, you never know. And we got somebody, Coach Joe. What's good, my brother?
Oh, well, hello there. Hello to my brother. How you doing, DJ? What's happening, Rev?
Blessed, man.
Yeah, listen, brother, thank you. I appreciate you so much for sending me the link and, allowing me to come on your show, New Media on DJ's Raw and Cut Truth. I've been listening to you, for a little while, my brother, and you and Rev. And I really enjoy y'all take, because you're absolutely right. See, Rev is hitting on it. But let me tell you what I see. I see a couple things here that's happening here with Melo. First of all of us here and all the threads and everything else that you see that's about Melo Ball, that's about LiAngelo Ball, that's about Lonzo Ball, that's about the Ball family, but particularly them boys, everything you see in the media, all the people eating off of them. A lot of people eating off of them. Okay? So a lot of people are invested in them. And so that's going to bring a lot of wind against them. That's just that natural. And when you add greatness to it, what Lamelo is something we've never seen. I've been around basketball a long time. My favorite basketball player growing up, I'm going to give you a little reference here for you young folks. When I was in high school, who I looked up to was Isaiah Thomas. Okay, so I go back. I've seen so many from that time to this time. I saw Rex Chapman win a first white boy I ever saw win a dunk contest with a bunch of brothers at the McDonald's All-American game in Detroit. See, I've seen a lot of hoops. I've seen a lot of players. I saw James Harden and all these boys, these young boys you see. Saw all of them as eighth graders, ninth graders, 10th graders, 11th graders, 12th graders. On through. See, and there's a thread between all of the great ones. See, the great ones, when they reach the NBA and they step on the scene, if you follow them in high school, you know what you see? The same game, just transferred on a bigger stage. James Harden played just like he played at our teacher in the pros. He just shoot it better, and he's stronger. Same game. LeBron James got the same game he had in our tournament at UCLA when he was a senior. Same game, just stronger and bigger. The great ones can always transfer their game to the next level. Melo is doing that. See, we don't have words for him. People are trying to find words for him. They don't have words for him. So, of course, he's going to have a whole lot of headwind, because it's a lot of haters. A lot of people ain't happy with their own lives, the trajectory of their own life. They think this boy here getting something that he didn't earn. See, only somebody that is ignorant of the fact and has no idea what they're talking about would even take one look at this kid and think that off their lips. because you can't get to be that without work. Hours and hours and hours. See, Melo, this one I knew Melo was going to be something really, really special. The year they had that run at Chino Hills and went 35-0. He was a freshman, right? Little 5'8", little thing, shaggy hair. And along that playoff run, they ran into a team, I think it was Bishop Montgomery. I'm not sure. I can't, but it might have been a team called Bishop Montgomery. And it was a tough game. And Lonzo wasn't hitting and Jello wasn't hitting. But that little curly head dude was out there like it was his show. And he was dropping them from everywhere, keeping his team in the game until his big brothers could come back in. That's that little dude. That's that dude right there. See, the narrative normally the narrative is if you work hard and you show that you're working hard, we'll reward you. Except if we don't like what you represent. Them boys can't do nothing without LeVar, without his shadow. There are people who cannot see and separate those boys from their father as individual entities. They can't separate them. I see them struggling on Twitter to articulate Melo. I see them struggling, the haters. I see him struggling. Well, I know he scored. I know he broke this record, but I know he's got the most triple doubles ever. I know that he up there with LeBron and all these other people with all this stuff. I know he's doing that stuff, but what's his team doing? When everybody knows that team is garbage. Not just now, it has been for a long time, as y'all have been saying over and over. How a 19-year-old that come from Australia through Chino Hills and the path he was on, come to an NBA team and all of a sudden be the best player in 20 games on the team. Anybody can see that know anything about basketball or athletics or competition. And I've been watching it too long. So I'm going to let somebody else cook, but I just wanted to I got a lot to say, but I'll let somebody else cook. Let me just pass the mic.
You're right, because now the new thing is they're saying it's Linsanity all over again. That's the new thing. Instead of just giving him props, it's now become the Linsanity thing. They're not even giving him credit on that. So you're right on that.
Brother Coach Joe, man, you're preaching the gospel. And you're breaking it down to a science. We're going to let you continue cooking, man, because I know you got a lot to say. We're giving you the floor, my brother.
Well, thank you, DJ. I appreciate you. Let me tell you guys the times that I've seen this kind of thing happen. What's happening to Melo and Lonzo and LiAngelo. I'm going to leave him out for right now because I'm so angry at what they're doing to that kid. I can't even tell you. See, they always want to reduce us to something other than human. And I don't care what nobody say out there that think otherwise. I've seen it decade after decade after decade. I've seen it in basketball. As a coach, I've seen it in football. I've seen it in baseball. I've seen it in everything. When I was a kid, baseball, we could play baseball. It was in our neighborhood, little leagues. And I grew up in the city of Chicago, outside of it. Went to Thornton High School. I heard my OG be on this show sometime from Chicago Heights. We know who he is, but we know some of the same people. I don't know him though. But I've seen this a lot with our boys. Started with Bill Russell. See, when he had to deal with the trade winds at his head just because he was great. One of the most selfless human beings you could ever know in your life. Wilt turned him into some kind of attraction. And he played into it so he could get the money. I understood. And the fame. Besides, nobody loves Goliath anyway, so he understood. But I'm talking about that extra trade win. I'm talking about that extra. That stuff that LeBron's been dealing with forever. With the most impeccable record as a young man and a human being that you could even imagine. See, but his story is so amazing and fantastic that they resent him for it. How dare you come from that kind of background and rise up to the level that you have rose up to and bring all these people along with you and have a heart that's that big and then the shoulders that strong. Don't get me started up in this joint on DJ's Raw and Cut Truth New Media. And them shines on TV that they hire to marginalize us and to clap for them in the background. To bring us down. People running around talking about, putting all over social media and talking about on every one of these shows, his turnover, his Lamelo's turnovers. Oh my God. Looking for stuff. But go ahead, my brother.
It's crazy because like no one ever brings up Luka's same amount of turnovers. Actually had more. He also shot way worse than Lamelo in his rookie year. But his coach allowed him to play within the flow of the game, allowed him to, it also helped that Luka didn't have any real competition, except for Dennis Smith Jr., which was, But the thing that it comes from the Pop system because it's more exposed over time with Pop because he did the same thing with Kawhi. Kawhi's an obvious talent. Pop tried to marginalize him into a tiny little group and put him in a certain point. It started getting exposed because the injury, they tried to ignore his injury. As much as everyone loves Pop, Pop's a control freak. Pop has a certain way of playing. And it works for a great coach with a great team and a great roster. But when you have a bad roster, then that flaw starts getting exposed. And this is why these type of coaches like the Jim Boylans of the world and these James Borregos of the world, they cannot be in the NBA anymore. They have to get out to obscurity.
Well, see, my brother, I agree with you. I see what you're saying, but it's even bigger than Pop, though. See, the reason they don't want Melo to be Melo and Lonzo to be Lonzo is because that will validate that all of the stuff that they have been talking about, that is basketball and strategy and all this stuff, they will have to give him credit for changing the game, and they don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. Yeah. The only person in the NBA right now that people want to see, that are clamoring for on all social media platforms is Melo Ball. LaMelo Ball.
Coach, you cooking, Coach.
Everybody knows this. Go ahead.
When I say you got the meat on the grill, Coach, look, I'm about to sit back and just let you do your thing. Because, Coach, you saying things that are the obvious, that it's like you're exposing the dirty secrets, man. You know basketball, Coach. It is not easy to score at 19 years old on an NBA level the way this kid scores, man. Like just throw the playmaking, because that's another way. Like you say, they try to make the greats attractions. They try to marginalize LaMelo and say he's a playmaker. I know basketball. On his off nights, he's putting up 17.
That's facts.
Luka averaged 3.5 turnovers his first year in the league. He shot 32% from three his first year in the league. LaMelo's averaging 2.5 turnovers and scoring in double figures every game. Coach, do your thing, man. I'm here listening, man. It's an honor and a privilege.
Well, Rev, you're absolutely right, but I'm going to go a step further. I don't want to hear a doggone thing about no damn turnovers from no rookie. I don't want to hear not one word about nothing about no rookie.
Talk to him, Coach.
Okay? That's a talking point.
Really is.
See, Rev, I understand where you're coming from, but they want us to play this game with them. And this day is over. We ain't playing them games no more. New media. DJ's Raw and Cut Truth. We ain't playing them games no more.
True. I mean,
that day is dead.
I mean, you're right, because like, if they're going to talk about turnovers, Devontae Graham's missing threes are just as bad as turnovers. I mean, he's basically giving them long rebounds to get into transition, but for some reason that's not a problem. And he doesn't even like take threes that are like open or good threes. He'll just try to dribble the ball out. Two defenders are on him. He's like, nah, I'm going to shoot this three. When the open man.
Well, I'm going to tell you for myself, okay? I like Devontae Graham. Listen to me, family. I like Devontae Graham. His problem, Melo's problem ain't Devontae Graham.
Oh, yeah.
Melo's problem is James Borrego, Mitch Kupchak, and the Carolina connection that Michael Jordan created in Carolina. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Speak on that Carolina connection, brother.
Okay, that's why Mitch Kupchak is there. Carolina. See, Mitch Kupchak is supposed to really be retired. See, but Michael brought him out to try to get him more, to throw him a bone, because that's what they do at Carolina. You know, it's all about, see, down there, see, part of the problem that Melo is dealing with is that, see, basketball is not the same everywhere, guys. Basketball in this country is not the same. I've traveled all over this country, coaching basketball, mentoring kids, going to tournaments, and it's different everywhere you go. Okay, Carolina is that place is a special kind of place, because those people down there got Duke, they got Carolina, they got North Carolina State. Okay, they think they know everything down there about basketball. So if you listen to some of the people, the regional people down there, they'll say stuff about Melo that you will think, wait a minute, who is he talking about? And what is he talking about? And they'll swear they speak in the gospel. See, so every time Melo takes off down the floor, like tonight. Okay, I'm sitting there watching the game tonight, and I'm looking, I'm going, okay, now this kid is 19 years old, and he's pushing the ball up the floor, trying to play the way they play, and nobody's running with him. Okay. Again, nobody's running with him again. Okay, wait a minute, hold on. A lot of those floaters he shot was nobody running with him.
Yeah.
Just saying, I can't wait for, and then he gets punished because they are not up to his level. See, but of course, because he's great and they're not.
And I think you said it best, like about their office and how it's about connections and stuff. Because, like, I'm a Knicks fan, and what we did this offseason, I'm as much as they're not good, but they did the right things this offseason. We needed a backup center. We got one. We needed a point guard. We got one. We need shooters. We got one. Alfred Payton's still bad, but we had to fire a coach. We fired him. The thing with Charlotte, it's like they know their flaws, but they ignore it. And you could tell it's just different, you know?
Well, I don't look at it quite that way. I don't think they ignore it. I think they know, they acknowledge, and I think they make movement on it. Okay, I don't think they're in the dark about it at all. They know what they are.
I'm just saying, like, any NBA organization, like Miles Plumlee is a better center than these guys. Okafor is a better center than these guys. Like, I can't. It's just bad. I'm sorry, it's really bad.
Well, it is bad, but see, they have the greatest elixir that you could have in Melo Ball, and if he had received the keys when he showed up, as he was old,
as the work that he put in and the rank and where he got drafted that says he deserved, okay, we wouldn't see these PJs can't catch the ball. The center looks like Lurch from and the Addams Family. Man, don't get me started about these dudes. I'm not look, don't get me started about these dudes because it ain't these dudes. It's those dudes that are in charge. And they want us to take our eyes off of them and put it on people who don't have the power to make things happen.
True. Yeah.
And I'm not going to do that because that's the illusion. See, Lamelo Ball has shown, okay, throughout his life, his body of work throughout his life, not a year, 2 years, 3 years, throughout his life. And it's on tape who this dude is. And those that have eyes can see it. And that's why we here and all these other people are here, because we can see it, we can feel it. It's greatness. See, the people who don't want to get it, I'm not concerned with them. Whatever. Okay, I'm going to enjoy and advocate and fight for the greatness that I see and protect it as best that I can from where I am.
Well, yeah.
See, because let me tell you what basketball really is today. See, most people don't know what it is, but I'm gonna tell you what it is. It's a combination of hip hop and jazz, is what it is. Okay, it's an ensemble or a hip hop group, depending on how they move. Who each team has a soloist or two, so that they can go off and do their thing within the group. But everybody else is supposed to stay in their role. That's basketball at its best. That's it. That's it at its beauty. You watch the Lakers play. You watch the Philly right now play. You see the two main soloists. You see who they are. They get to do their thing. Everybody else stays in their role. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Charlotte Hornets look like they can't catch the beat. They look like they doing that thing that the Fresh Prince, that dance that kid used to do on the Fresh Prince, that old silly dance.
Quater.
That's what he looked like to me.
Yeah, but you know what? That's on purpose though, because a lot of the media has been bragging about that type of style of everyone gets to touch the ball crap. They said they're the fastest team that moves the ball the fastest. Everyone gets the ball in less than 3 seconds, and everyone's happy about that. But at the same time, I'm like, is that a good thing? Is it good that Caleb Martin gets the same amount of possess like touch than Gordon Hayward? Is that a good thing? Like, I just feel like this is trying to be this fancy system that they don't need to play. They just.
Hey, Gibson, let me say this real quick. For those listening, 375 plus people in the chat, I want y'all to do one thing before I keep going. That's all y'all got to do. And Sharif, thank you for the $5 super chat to help grow the nation. Thank you, brother. Peace and blessings to you. You said the top media sites even clickbaiting Lamelo. Right on.
But like, I called DJ today because I was just annoyed about all this team building, this bragging over the summer about getting picks, all this stuff. It's just, I feel like these teams overthink and don't actually improve or follow through with the mission. Like you talked about the song and dance. A lot of these teams just bring in players, but they don't know what beat they're going to make. Like you said.
Well, not everybody has the ability to lead a quartet or be a maestro. See, Michael Jordan, how many people he have to go through before he got Phil Jackson? Okay. You know, LeBron James ain't never had one. He ain't never had a maestro. He's been the maestro.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the thing. You're not guaranteed to have one. See, listen, most teams, my brother, are managing mediocrity. Okay. That's all they're doing. They're managing mediocrity, and they're managing it with slogans and different schemes and different all this other stuff, because they know the truth is, in order to win, you need certain kinds of people. Okay, certain kinds of players you need to win, and they aren't. You can't pick them off the trees. They don't come around that often. And if you don't get them, you must manage mediocrity.
Yeah, and that's why I praise what the Grizzlies did. As much as their record doesn't show it, they built a team the correct way. They got players that fit around. They got Desmond Bain, Xavier Tillman. They got Javonte Sabonis. Not Sabonis, but they got the players that fit John Moran's style. They got shooters. They decided to get defenders. They built the team the correct way. And that's the type of team I'm looking for. Really, you get what I'm saying? I don't know. This has been bothering me mostly because of the Pelicans and stuff like that. So I'll let you go.
Your audio's low.
Oh, sorry. Just team construction's just been on my mind because, like, seeing the Grizzlies, how they built their team, how like 4 years ago we wouldn't even see this type of team. It's just so different. That's like getting Xavier Tillman in the draft when everyone said obviously to get him, but getting Desmond Bain, getting Ja Morant to be the point guard and not hesitating on it, building an actual team, just that type of like standard. And they didn't say, oh, it's just a rebuild year. It's just a rebuild year. They said, no, we're going to make a talented team. And that is the type of energy I like.
Well, I can understand that. And I think a lot of people would appreciate that kind of energy. But let's just keep in mind here, the only reason we're talking about Charlotte is because of Melo.
True. But
okay, I have never watched them in the past, except when way back in the day with Muggsy and Grandmama and Alonzo Mourning, Larry Johnson. That was a long time ago. And I think so these people ain't been relevant for a long time. Okay, they were regional team. Don't nobody watch these people. So the only reason we here is Melo, and the only reason Melo here is the Ball family, LeVar Ball and Tina Ball. That's the only reason they here. Okay, and so that's why we all here. I think is to illuminate that aspect of what's going on and how this coach is blatantly screwing with our boy on purpose, trying to like Rev has said many times, trying to buck break him. Okay, I'm angry about it, but I'm not too, because I know Melo has so many warriors on his side and with him, and all them little games that they playing, they gonna fall on deaf ears. Because when he went back, you right, DJ, I saw it too. He looked dejected. He didn't get out of his seat when the game was over with. He stayed sitting down. Okay, he was just looking off into space too, a little bit. I saw him. He was pissed. Okay, and he has every right to be pissed, but he has to use that pissedness, and he has to turn it, continue to churn it, and get back at them through his play. Because see, Melo through his play has already made the media down there in Charlotte turn on Borrego, and they were clearly on Borrego's side in the beginning of the year.
True.
They have turned on him.
That's
okay. Melo gonna be fine. Melo gonna be fine. As long as he continues to get what he gets, and we continue to support the way we do, because it's energy. See, and he can feel that energy. He can feel that there are people who are rooting for him and are down for him and care for him and want him to do well. He knows that. You can believe that. Otherwise, JJ wouldn't be in his life. He would have another JJ.
Oh,
that would look totally different, sound totally different, come from a different place, and everything. I coach basketball in Detroit too, by the way. Oak Park High School in Berkeley. But go ahead.
Well, no, like I agree. I wish for the best for Lamelo, but sometimes I just want to like watch good basketball, and that's usually where I'm at with the conversations with it. Like, because I know Lamelo's going to be good. Like, Lamelo has that type of energy and like the type of challenge where no one's going to like stop him from being good or great. But sometimes it's just like it hurts me watching teams just kill them off with offensive rebounds. It hurts me watching mediocre players coming off the bench getting killed offensively, and then they say, "Oh, they're the best defensive players on the team." It's like, no, they're not. Like, we witnessed this.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. But however, that's already been mitigated. That's why new media is around.
Yeah.
See, so we don't have to be subjected to just listening to they dribble, to listen to them dried up narratives that are old and stale, and nobody believes them. They don't even believe them. I read something today. I saw something the other day to me that should have been all over the media, but wasn't. And what I'm talking about is what Scott Brooks said the other day about Melo before the game and after the game. He talked about Melo and how great he is and how amazing he is and what he sees for his future. And he said, for those of us that this is Scott Brooks said this, former NBA player, been a coach for a long time. He said, for those of us like myself who didn't grow up with a father, I wish I had a daddy like LeVar. I wish I had somebody that was on my side, somebody that believed in me, somebody that advocated for me, somebody that cared about me in that way. Our daddy. I wish I had a daddy like that, but I didn't grow up with a daddy like that. So I have nothing but high marks and high things to say about that family. That didn't go viral. Should have. It's relevant to everything that's going on today. But it didn't. See, and it was just tossed away in the Bradley Beal story and Charlotte is great. Look at them. Ha ha. When anybody that's watching this team knows that they are fool's gold. There ain't nothing about this team that's good except Melo. Nothing.
Miles Bridges.
No.
Gordon Hayward.
No. I said good. Good to me is there is no reason why Gordon Hayward shouldn't be showing up every single game, doing at least two things on that floor that says he is the best player on that team. And he doesn't do that. He shows up here and there.
Well, I got a surprise. Guess who's in the building? Uncle Vern.
Yes.
Let me tell you something. Back in my day, let me show you.
Uncle Vern's in the house. What's good, my brother?
Hey, what's going on? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, that's good. Hey, what's going on, bro? Hey, it's always good to see a good face, man. Hey, like you said,
What's up?
I don't know you, but I know where you're from, though.
I hear you. Hey, Rod was my mentor growing up.
Hey, was he? Hey, look here.
Yes.
I was his mentor when he was growing up. Him and Rod.
I love it.
Him and Keith. All
I
of
love
them.
it.
Hey,
I love it.
That was all they meant too. Look, hey, because I had the connection between him and Raymond and Craig. You heard me?
Okay.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Raymond McCoy.
I
Hey,
hear
look
you.
here. Tell them about Ray McCoy.
Oh my God, that's what who is the real McCoy came from.
Yeah. Tell them about
See,
Ray
that's
McCoy.
who was.
How
Hey,
he
look,
came up with Isaiah.
Let me tell you something. It was either Isaiah or Raymond. He was just as good as Isaiah. But again, the NBA is not about basketball. The NBA is about basketball and business.
Yeah.
See, it's not about basketball. See, a lot of people confuse it and think it's just about basketball because they talk in just like it's just a game. It's not.
Right.
It's a business and the game.
Yeah, I know.
And the question is, can you navigate both of those at a high level? Go ahead, my brother.
Yeah. Well, hey, look here. This is the new media. Hey, look here, new media here, man. We know all about the business. Hey, Rev, tell them we know all about the business.
We know all about the business.
Man, we know all
right.
about the business, bro. We
That's
we
right.
up on it.
That's right. Well, that's for the world. That ain't for y'all.
And before you get off the air, I was gonna ask you a stupid question. I be asking stupid questions around here. But
Okay.
what you think about Lonzo going out there with his brother, man? What you think if MJ can go ahead and pull that little thing off, and you know what I'm saying, get him again, go and get that little center that can play some basketball, that's 7 foot tall, that can guard the rim, you know, get one of them kind of centers. What you think about Lonzo coming over there playing with his brother? You don't think that'll work, huh?
No, I would love it. Are you kidding me?
Man, I don't say, hey, it's
I
hard
would
to
love it
find
because
people to think like that.
No, because look, they heard me earlier. Because then the system would be in place.
Yeah.
See, the system then would be in place to play at the next speed of NBA basketball.
Yeah.
See, what they know how to play. They know how to
Yeah.
succeed at that level.
Right.
See,
Exactly. That's what I be telling them. That's what I tell them.
So to me, they should trade Lonzo and Jackson Hayes, the big dude,
Yeah.
for Terry Rozier. I mean, Devontae Gray.
There you go.
Either one of them,
Devontae.
Devontae or Terry. I don't care, either one of them. And
you want to keep
Bismarck
Terry
and
go off and on.
Yeah, exactly. And Lonzo and Melo in the backcourt, without a doubt.
Yeah. You want to keep Rozier because you're right. You want to keep Rozier because Rozier can do that on guard and off guard.
Without a doubt.
But Tebe can't do that.
Right, but Lonzo can do all that, and he gonna raise Melos too. So that's gonna be taken.
Yeah, already know.
Yeah.
Already know.
Because Melo said he's always said who he wanted to be like when he grew up was Lonzo.
Right. But
that's
you already. Hey, but you know, let me tell you something. I like that in you. You picked that young boy up. You picked this game real fast when you.
I've been watching it since I've been watching it since Isaiah now.
Yeah.
Terry Cummings. My dad had Terry Cummings.
Oh, okay.
At Carver. So I've been watching it up close for a long time.
Yeah.
See, yeah. I used to be down at Dominguez High School in Compton. With Tyson and Tayshawn and Kenny Bruner and Jason Thomas and Hamilton and Brandon Jennings and all them. See, I watched how they did Brandon. See, how they chewed him up. Got away from his base and they chewed him up out there.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. Chewed him up. And all because, see, this is and for those that don't know, all because they didn't like the dude who was backing the shoe dude that was backing Brandon.
Okay.
They didn't like him. So they took it out on Brandon. See. And I watched it. So, Yeah, I've seen this thing. This is a rerun in 2021. Okay, for me, because it's the same playbook. The people
Right.
just change. This whole tree stuff, Borrego. I read some interview today where they were pumping them dudes up about his staff and how they working with them. This kid, they got the tapes breaking them down and all this crap. Man, I just laughed my ass off reading that crap. I'm like, look at these dudes building up their egos based on what they saying, not what other people are saying, but based on what they saying. You know that's crazy.
Yeah, man, that's like DJ don't like we like hearing it, but that's just the way it is.
I mean, it's a business. It's a multi-billion-dollar business, and so you see how they came after Mark Cuban's head today when the reports came out that he wasn't gonna let his team stand for the anthem or wasn't gonna play the anthem or something.
The niggas still want to get on their knees, don't they?
But man, come on now. I mean, hey, I'm telling you what I see. Okay, I don't want it to be that way. I don't want it to be that way. I wish it wasn't that way, but it is. Yeah. We see what they're doing to Melo, and they're not doing this because Melo's a bad kid. They're not doing this because Melo doesn't get along, is antisocial. They're not doing this because he's not talented. They're doing this because they're doing it because they can. Number one,
they want to direct. They want to direct the narrative.
Even more than that, they want to control the narrative. They want to control the narrative. Rev has been saying it. I've heard it. Rev has been saying it. They don't want Melo to play the way Melo plays. They want to break him down and want him to play that puppet system that they play, turn him into something else. And Melo can't be turned. See, he saw them do that Lonzo, make him stand in the corner.
What you said, Uncle Vern?
Hey, DJ, remember when I said the other day? Look here, let him sit on the bench for the next 3 years if you want to, and see how it's gonna turn out for you and your franchise. Remember, because Michael's always covered because of the fact of insurance and because of the fact he's in full ownership. But remember one thing, publicity goes a long ways. You'll be wind up selling that team because of the fact that, look here, it might be getting hot over there. And man, NBA, 30 teams in the NBA, man, them owners be jumping all over their feet to be trying to get up in there. Keep playing games if you want to.
Well, listen, look at what the real people are saying. If you hear any former player, almost that have seen him, or any former announcer that's a former player, watching really fast, you hear everyone. So we don't have to listen to them, right? They played the game. Dominique Wilkins don't know what he talking about, right? Okay, oh yeah, all right. None of these people know what they talk about that played the game. Perkins don't know what they talk about. Pippen don't know what he talking about. Nobody can see nothing. Okay, yeah, right. Okay, all right. But Borrego, okay, I mean and I'm gonna tell y'all what his deal is. Rev, you've been asking what his deal is with Graham. I'm gonna tell you what his deal is. Graham represents his ego. See, because Graham represents like his path. See, he's a from nowhere to somewhere.
Facts.
See, he's a nowhere from somewhere. So the higher that Devontae goes, he rides that coattail with Devontae. They ride that together. You know, from up from the bottom we made it up nonsense. Okay, because his thing ain't nowhere near like Devontae's. But see, so that's what it is with the Martin twins. See, it's all that. Look at what I found. See, because they love to pat themselves on the back for mediocrity. Okay, that's what they do. They pat on their back. They pat themselves on their back for mediocrity. Okay, y'all have been saying, and many people have been saying, this team is not very good. And our Eastern Conference is not very good. See, so stop trying to tell us something that we already know. You can't sell us this new bit of good because it's new media. See, and here at DJ brother, unraw truth, the truth. You don't have to be subjected to them and stay there with them and have to just suffer. No, you don't. See, that's what this is about. Truth, what's real,
I know
not
that
an
boy.
agenda.
I know that man James Borrego. I was reading an article on him. They were saying he averaged I think it was 0.5 points in college. You know what I'm saying? No, straight up for real. And they
Okay.
were talking about him. One of his ex coaches, he was never very good, but he always tried. And that's why I was laughing when you said that about Devontae Graham, because he does see himself in Devontae Graham in a lot of ways.
Well, that's what coaches do. Good teams take on a lot of the personality of their team, of their coaches and stuff. The great coaches, the good coaches, they're not gonna do that. Borrego, because he's not a great coach. Okay, so ain't nobody gonna take on his personality. Devontae Graham was like that, and if you listen to that interview he did here on ESPN before they played Utah, because he went to high school with Donovan. See, they grew up together. And if you listen to what they were saying, he'll tell you that how his path and what his path was like. Okay, Borrego is not responsible for that, but he'll take credit for it. See, he'll take credit for the Martin twins. Ain't no reason them kids should be down there in the G League on this team with this fool's gold they selling. We could make the playoffs. We could make the playoffs. Yeah.
Man, they might lose the next 5, man.
I mean, but even if they do, Rev, where are they going?
Nowhere fast.
Nowhere, Rev. That's the point. That's the point. The point is the truth. You're not going anywhere. So stop with all the nonsense. Okay? What you should be showing us is a plan around the 2 people that you brought in, that you invested so much in Gordon and in Melo. You should be building around them, is what you should be doing. And particularly Melo.
Oddest thing I've ever seen, Coach, to be honest with you. It makes me, still to this day, it makes me question their intentions with Lamelo. Because because it's a saying in boxing, and I know you know it because you just said it in basketball. The business of boxing is staying in business in boxing. The business of basketball is a strange business. Because I remember what you're talking about with Brandon Jennings. I remember even with White Chocolate at the University of Florida before he went to Marshall. Like these games, and we do say that LaMelo gonna be all right, and we all wishing positive energy to him. But I played ball in high school, I played ball in college, and I'm seeing a lot of brothers get ruined, man. I'm just gonna be real. A lot of talented brothers get ruined that really deserve the opportunity. I'm not saying I deserve the opportunity on the next level, but I know brothers that did. And it's a funny thing, man. Do you feel like they truly look at LaMelo as a franchise player?
No.
At the end of the day.
No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. See, and I'm gonna show you the difference.
Coach, your volume's kind of low.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna show you the difference. Okay, is that better? Is that better?
No, it's like it's going in and out a little bit, Coach.
Okay, I'm sorry. How about that?
There.
Okay. Magic Johnson. If you look at Magic's story, remember he had Westhead fired after only 1 year, and they won the championship too. Because Westhead wasn't for him. See, he was for his style, and it affected Westhead so much that when he went on to coach again at later on, and his system changed so much that he that stuff he was playing at Lowell or Marymount was, just shoot it within 2 seconds. He went even further than what Magic went. See, that's why Magic got rid of him. See,
brother,
Melo needs to get rid of him.
your volume was going out.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all good. Nah.
And those are great points while the brother fixes his microphone. Ja Morant, man. When they look, man, it's getting so blatant. Like Coach was saying, like it's more than conspiracy theory. When they showed in the pregame Ja Morant's numbers compared to Lamelo last year, I mean ja Morant's numbers last year compared to Lamelo's this year, it was almost embarrassing for Ja Morant. Melo's only played 25 games. And I'm not just trying to pick on the player. I'm trying to show you how sick this thing is. Melo's only played 26 games and has 46 three-pointers. Ja Morant in the whole year has 60. Forget the threes. Before I even saw the statistics, I was thinking about this the other day, and it hit me. It hit me like a ton of bricks. And tonight confirmed it. I said, yo, Melo's already better than Ja. Like it really hit me before I saw any of those statistics. And when I looked on the screen and saw that Ja averaged 36 minutes last year, and they showed the number of minutes that Melo was averaging, I said, man, they're really trying to whiteball this kid, man. Like they're really trying to sweep the best kept secret under the rug. And I was listening to an interview, and I'm gonna pass it back to the brothers. Whenever you start hearing whispers from like major media outlets, they start coming from inside the organization. I can't remember. I want to say it was either ESPN or Sports Illustrated I was listening to yesterday, and I sent DJ the video. And one of the guys said, well, you guys need to pump your brakes on LaMelo Ball because Charlotte doesn't even really know if he's the franchise guy yet. They're on wait and see mode. When they said that, I was like, look, this is what I've been saying. That's a dangerous proposition. What you think about that, Coach?
Can you guys hear me?
Sir.
Okay, yeah. Rev, you are absolutely hit that out the park. You're absolutely right. See, what Melo is really doing for those who know who know what they sit looking at. Okay, it's phenomenal. It's LeBron James's. It really is.
Facts.
It really is. I mean, and I'm gonna tell you, you don't have to take my word or take any of that. Go look at his highlight tape. Melo's highlight tape just the first month, and go look at LeBron's highlight tape the first month, and look at all of the work that Melo has put in. I mean, the different levels that he scores at, and how he uses the whole floor. That's what I'm telling you. I mean, I mean it. He's the best player on that team. Okay, hands down. And all the locker rooms that I've been in, ones that I've been in the front of them and where I've been assistant at and all that other stuff and played. I never forget the hierarchy that exists in sports. Okay, because that's really what's really going on with the good teams. And then when you start talking about professional sports, that's what's really going on. It's the hierarchy. It's the pecking order. You know, and for this kid, you know, it's hard to jump in front. It's hard to skirt the line, even if you're really good. If you're great. See, so that's why I love how Melo has carried himself. He's carried himself so amazingly. See, to get these guys to go on record to say how much they love to play with him, but when me and you we watch the games, those of us that know we're looking at, we see them niggas freezing him out. Them same dudes who say he's this and that, he's that, and he's this and he's that. We see him looking them off. That play he made the other day with the Martin boy, he's part of the reason that Martin boy is playing. To be honest with you, the one that plays the most, because Melo keeps feeding, making him look good. The play where he caught it on the last second and tipped it to him and yelled, "Shoot it!" and he shot it and he made it. Okay. Melo went over smiling, bumping chest with him. He didn't bump chest back. He didn't even look at Melo. He didn't even look at him. Melo was smiling and excited and stuff, and he was just like, you know, whatever. He just kept walking, like, you know. And the camera was there. I turned to one of my friends and I said, look at that shit. Told you. They hate this dude, man. The ones that don't hate him, they're jealous of him. The ones that aren't jealous of him, they're envious of him.
Right.
The only person to me on that team that he actually deals with, you know, has, you know, that actually wants him to, who's looking out for him, is the one he went to, who he was drawn to in the very beginning, and that's Bismarck. Bez.
Mm-hmm.
See, because Bez is not the best player, but Bez is the biggest dude. See? And he'll smash you.
Oh, your mic was going out a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry. And he will crush your head. I'm telling you.
Right on.
I remember one time I asked one of my former players who went to Kentucky, I won't mention his name, and played in the pros for a lot of years. I always ask myself, one time I asked him, who was the player who you really was scared of, kind of, not scared like, you know, scared like thinking you'll do something, but like was intimidated, right? Their presence, right? And he said Jamal McGlory. And for those that know basketball, know who he is. See? And he wasn't you know, one of the best and all that. But when any team that he was on, you better believe the nonsense stopped with him. And that's the same thing with Biz. Go ahead. I'm sorry, did you?
Oh, it's all good, Coach. Where does this go with Lamelo? And does Michael Jordan hold some responsibility?
I'm going to answer your first question first.
Yeah.
I think Michael Jordan is a part of it. Because what I know of Michael, and I know a lot about Michael, okay, just super competitive is not even the word that would fit him. Okay, it's manic. His obsession to be to win, to be on top, that stuff. And so the fact that Melo is Puma and he is the face of the team, I think that's very problematic for Michael Jordan. Even though he's making money and even though it's going, he's gonna benefit from it, I think it's problematic for him. And even if he isn't saying anything, I think they know how he feels. You know how sometimes you can just, by not saying something, you're saying something.
Right.
Yeah. And the second thing is where it's gonna go is Melo gonna make them fire him. See, either Mitch Kupchak is going to bail him out by the trade deadline by moving some of these pieces. Okay. Or they gonna fire him. And the media, because I don't know if you guys heard that they're starting to let 10% of the crowds back in. They're talking about that. It's getting ready to happen. See? And so when the fans get in the building, you guys are concerned. Okay, they're gonna be unmerciful in their critique because they haven't had anything to cheer about in a long time, and finally being able to cheer, that's gonna be a big deal. And Melo has that infectious Magic Johnson type of aura to him. When Magic used to smile, everybody else felt happy.
Mm-hmm.
See, Melo has that. See, I mean, did y'all hear Borrego talking about how Melo makes him want to be a better coach and wants him to have a better attitude, makes him want to have a better attitude and all that? I was like, wow, I wonder if he's ever told his wife that.
You killing it, Coach. Killing it, man.
I mean, because
Golly.
I heard a lot of coaches, man. I ain't never heard no coaches say this kind of stuff, man, especially with his behavior. Come on.
I mean, come on, man. Who you think you're talking to? Who you think you're fooling? Your own homies are starting to turn on. See, I watched how the media was doing, and I know.
Coach James Borrego, he better watch out for that assistant coach.
Oh yeah,
You hear what I said? Yeah, he better watch out for the assistant coach. The assistant coach is ready for him to mess up, so he could be the head coach.
No, but I'm telling you something right now. There are a lot of people chomping at the bit to get to Melo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. So you can believe that. They know what's down here. Wait a minute. Think about it, DJ and Rhea. When is the last time, other than somebody Laker-wise, okay, have you heard Magic be this this much praise for?
Never.
Never. See, great ones make you want to do something. They make you move and do stuff that you ain't used to doing. You be going, what am I doing? Yeah. Like great songs, great movies, they move you. Melo moves people. They want to just look at him. See. It's the dog in this thing, man. It's a heck of a thing, man. I never thought I'd see it. I mean, he's so many things. He's Magic. He Pistol Pete. He Kyrie Irving. I mean, he's so many things. I mean, the other day just really tripped me out. The other game when he was just messing with Borrego. Oh my God, I just love that. He was messing with Borrego so bad. Oh my God, the game against the Wizards. No, not the Wizards game. Yeah, it was the Wizards game. The Wizards game when he couldn't make no twos and he made all those threes. Okay, and he wouldn't stop being aggressive, and you could tell Borrego wanted him to. And he just kept. You could see him doing another one, like another one. Oh, and I was over here just cracking up.
It's so fun to watch Lamelo Ball play, man. He puts on a show. I'm laughing at all these fake scouts out here. These are the same shines that said that he wouldn't make the NBA, and then they moved to, well, he wouldn't last in the NBA, and then they moved to, well, he'll be a regular player, and then they moved to, well, he may win Rookie of the Year, but he may not be an All-Star. What is it now?
And you know what's funny, DJ, to me is I love listening to them when you ask them questions and they answer another question. You know, the one that they really wanted to say. I heard a reporter do that today. They asked, the question was, can Melo become one of the next great players? Not is he, can he? Okay, and one of them shines, he went in so hard about how he was pointing out all the stuff that he's doing that he doesn't do right. You know, he doesn't do this right. He doesn't do this right. And, you know, he's not so good at this. And I was just listening to him, just laughing, shaking my head. Boy, that's sad.
Coach Joe, the game you were talking about, the all threes and no twos, was the Houston Rocket game.
Houston Rocket game, yeah. So when he was messing with Borrego, because it may not have been that game. It was the game where it must have been the game where he was real aggressive. You remember that game, DJ? He was real aggressive. He was making everything happen. His usage rate was high as heck that game. He was either dishing it off, or he was putting it in, or he was shooting at every level too. He was floating it, he was putting it up at the rim, he was shooting threes. He was just doing it all.
That had to be the Wizards game because it's.
Yeah, it might have been the Wizards game. And Borrego couldn't take him out because he was rolling. But you could tell he wanted to.
Oh, it's the Jazz game. Now I remember. It's the Jazz game.
The Jazz game, yes.
When he had 34.
Wait a minute. When he took off his belt on one of the best defensive veteran-laden teams in the league. Okay, don't talk crap to me. Okay, I know what I'm looking at. I've seen Rudy Gobert, okay, intimidate many teams and shut the doggone basket down. and they're afraid to go in there, looking over their shoulders, tiptoeing. Okay, missing bunnies because they're looking for him. Melo had reduced him to lurch. He did. He couldn't move his feet. He didn't know what to do. He was standing right. So he ended up just standing still. A lot of them plays, he was just standing, looking. The way Lurch did.
Coach, I've been wanting to ask you because you know your basketball. You've been coaching throughout the years.
Mm-hmm.
What do you got to say for these fake scouts out here that are saying, and shout out to True the King, by the way, salute to you, my brother, that are saying that the process and LaMelo had to earn it. And
okay, let me say that's another way of saying we ain't giving you it. We don't like you. We know where you from. We don't like your daddy. Okay. So we just want you to know that anything you get from us, it's gonna come hard. That's what they was doing. And they was telling all they people, see, we put him in check. See, we ain't gonna let him, we ain't gonna give him free reign. No, we ain't gonna give him the key. No. We're gonna keep him in check. That's what it was.
Powerful, man.
See, nothing more, nothing less. And wait a minute, and hold on. And a black owner of a team allowed this to go with no rebirth, with no retort. He let this land just land and stand. When he knows what LaMelo is. See, Michael ain't in the dark about this. He knows what LaMelo is. But I'm gonna tell you, it would not surprise me in the least. Okay, if Michael's attitude is I'm gonna get what I can get while I can get it, because I know it's only gonna be here for a while.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
So that's why they dangling them keys. Because they ain't in no rush. They ain't got to be in no rush.
Brother, why are so many people in La La Land? When I was saying that, me and Red was saying that the organization was trying to buck break LaMelo Ball to be some passive player. They said, we don't know what you're talking about. We just fans. We don't. But these nerds who think they're better than most brothers and sisters, they're only talking ESPN talking points to justify the buffoonery that they always say. You can't look at a LaMelo Ball and tell me he wasn't ready to play.
Let me tell you, DJ, ain't nothing wrong with your site and ain't nothing wrong with Rev's site. Okay. We live in a place where James Baldwin put it this way in the 1960s, and when his book Fire Next Time, for anybody that want to stick their chest out, he said a black man being aware in America is like being in a constant state of rage. Okay, so this is the game, and this is the game they play to stay ahead of us when they know that we have surpassed them. See, don't think that the players in the locker room don't know what's going on. And don't think that bringing Gordon Hayward there was just an accident or just he just happened to be available right now. Because if you remember, when Gordon came over, he said the reason he chose the Hornets was because they had picked him before. They had wanted him before. But he chose Utah or Boston, whichever one it was. See, so it came back around, and so he
he wanted to thank them in a way of thanking them for believing in him then. See, they've always wanted Gordon because Gordon fits the narrative of the NBA team, the professional team that is managing mediocrity. Okay, you got to remember who is buying the tickets and who is in the seats. And almost all the arenas. Okay, that's not my opinion. I'm not giving my opinion. These are things that people can Google and look up. Okay, so so that's what I was talking about earlier when I was saying there's different regions, see different places in the country depending on where you are. Melo just happened to go to a very, very difficult place regionally for his game and for where he came from and who he is. I don't think he could have gone to maybe one of the Texas teams. Nah, let me see, San Antonio, Dallas. Nah, he'd been all right there. But Charlotte is a real tough one for him to be in.
It really took me off when the Warriors didn't draft LaMelo Ball because they dislike his father, and Steve Kerr is an emotional coach. I have the saying logic over emotion. You don't pass on talent just because his father said something he didn't like.
See, but DJ, it's more than that. I think I see more than that. Not that you're wrong. You are right. You are correct 100%. But I see more than that. See, there's a schizophrenia that is going on there, a divided mind that is going on there. They know that Melo is talented. They know that the NBA is about a meritocracy. That's what the NBA is about. That's what professional sports is about for the most part. It's a meritocracy. That's why most people like it, because it's one of the few things in life that the people are there because they're supposed to be there. They're the best. Okay, it's not because somebody played favorites. Okay, we know, there's an assumption that we have. Okay, so they know that. So when they work Melo out, okay, when they looked at his tapes, when they talked to his coach over in the team, okay, had the people do their homework over in Australia, they knew pretty much that he was a guy who fit their system. Okay, he played with his brothers as the third guy. He had to grow into the lead role. Okay, they know this. Okay, that makes a difference. It would be different if he was the man as a freshman, like LeBron. But he wasn't. He always had to earn his place. And it was a progression. He had to wait his turn. Okay, they know this. So they know what kind of temperament he has to have. They know what kind of personality he has to have to be able to thrive in his roles. Melo has always thrived in his roles. That's why the Papa said this one will be the best. Because that's how it works. Those of us that have been around it, we know it. That's why there's rules to this thing. And Charlotte is breaking one of the rules. This is why they are going to be punished severely. See? Because the rule is if I have two players that are competing for the same position, one is older, one is younger, and they both are equally talented, I play the younger one. That's the rule. Everybody knows that who's in competition knows that. That's how it works. If you can't beat the younger dude out and you're a senior or a junior, hey, sorry. That's how it goes. He's trying to subvert it. See, so this thing that you're talking about with Kerr and them, they're this divided mind they have. They can't divorce, when I said it earlier, they cannot see these young men separate from their dad. Their anger, their hatred, which is cultural, which is
speaks to a lot of stuff. Okay, some of it's subconscious, some of it conscious. Okay, some of it they know about, some of it they don't know about. Okay, because it's not easy, it's complicated. So they made a decision that they could justify for themselves. And so if they could justify it for themselves, then they could explain it to the media and the people. And they did. It made everybody think that James Wiseman was the one that they all along wanted. When now, where we are now, what Melo has done, see, Melo is because Melo's the truth, he leaves those liars exposed in his wake. So we're starting to hear and how they're being exposed. Okay, and as being liars. I've read a couple of articles from the Bay Area newspapers where people are saying that straight out the Warriors made a mistake. Clearly made a mistake. Okay, so if the reporters are saying that, I know that the GMs are saying that. See, and you know the players are saying it because they're not holding back. I mean, I have never heard a press conference. I've listened to many of them. I've helped kids with them. I know how the media works. I have never heard after a game, an NBA player during his press conference say to the media when they ask him a question about one of his opponents, who is not somebody who is historic, LeBron, Jordan, Kobe, somebody historic, somebody new. Ask that player about him, and that player says to them, "I'm glad you asked me that question, because if nobody asked me that question, I was going to volunteer it, my answer." I've never heard that, because this thing is competitive. Even if you feel that way, you ain't gonna say it. You ain't gonna be comfortable to say it. Melo's making them comfortable to say it. Donovan Mitchell, go listen to what he said. He started out by saying, "I ain't gonna lie to you." That right there is telling. He said, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna tell you right now, I ain't gonna lie to you. This dude is, and then he went in on it. This is what this is how people responded to Magic. I remember back in that day. This is how they responded to him when he came here with his joy and that spirit that of joy and love and just having fun and brotherhood. When he came with that and when a game that reflected where he was making them other dudes feel good and be better, man, oh man, the Magic, man. Okay, that's Melo. That's Melo.
Brother Coach Joe, what do you feel when you see shines, people who even look like us, belittle the Ball family, belittle LaMelo, and they're playing a script and they're selling out? What do you think? What do you think about when you see buffoonery like that?
Okay, well, it's twofold. It depends on my mood. If you catch me in one of those moods and I see it, I might go off. But how I feel about it after I go off is this. This is the system. Okay. Did you see the Django Unchained?
Yes.
You know the Samuel L. Jackson character?
Yes, the house.
You know what nobody talks about when they talk about that character?
What is that?
That he was that the system provided a slot for him, for that role, for that job, for that position. Because he wasn't the only one on that ranch, on that plantation, who was eating butter biscuits. He was just the head coon. There was other coons too.
Powerful.
Because the system creates a slot for that. It says these, like for instance, these, as if they were saying these jobs are available and these are the bennies of it.
So back in that day, what's the job? Well, you got to be conscientious. You got to be loyal. You got to be loyal to the loyal. And this is what you get. We give you some butter biscuits, and you won't have to, you get to take a bath once a week. See, See, if you remember when Django took over, when the dude was telling him, the story, the white dude was. That's why I love Tarantino, because he's a genius. He always telling. He's one of these white brothers that feel bad about what's been going on, so he uses his art to deal with his own guilt about what's happening. So. But if you remember that scene with Jamie Foxx when the other brothers were tied up and they were headed to Candyland, how he was telling them, "Don't look at me." He had turned into one of them. He had turned into a Django. But remember, the white boy told him. He said, "Hey, this is a game we playing." Hey, he pulled him aside. He said, "Hey, what are you doing? Hey, what are you doing? Are you losing your mind?" He was like, "No. Just leave it to me. I got it." See, he was filling a slot. He knew that slot was expected. He knew that was expected of him if he's to be who he is. So that's what you see with them. See, it's a slot. It comes with bennies. First of all, they don't feel good about themselves. They don't feel good about the plight of our people and what we've gone through. And I understand that 100,000%, and that makes sense. And we've been under terror. We've been under these conditions for a long time, and there many people have, just waved the red flag because the white flag because they created a buffer class. We can talk a long time about that, but they created a buffer class, and that's what the Martin twins are. See, that's why you and many others don't like them dudes, because see what y'all see when y'all see them, y'all see dudes who have not lived up to the meritocracy of the NBA. It looks like they have received some treatment that they should not have received based on their abilities. See, and you don't like it. And it ain't that you anti-black or that you don't want the brothers to get paid. It's just that, hey, wait, what are we talking about here? Don't be puffing your chest out when you really getting a pass. Be grateful. Melo come over to you and give you dap and put you on Sports Center. Bump his chest. What's wrong with you? See, so that's why I got so much love for what respect, I should say, for what Hayward said and Monk said and Rozier said, and and even Devontae, what he said. I like what they said. Out of all of them, Gordon Hayward was the most honest and non-threatened by it, because he got his contract, he got his money, so he ain't in no way, shape, or form, and he's securing his game, so he ain't in no way, shape, or form jealous in any way about Lamelo, or not wanting to succeed, because he's not one of them dudes. But it's other ones on them dudes, and that's part of the reason why those young dudes are in the G League too and not playing, because see, this is what Borrego said one day to Toad on himself. Told me that he was telling on himself. I love the press conferences. I know how to decode them. I know how to listen to what they're not saying and what they're not telling you, what they're really saying. So when Borrego said that time about Melo, he said, it was after the triple double, I think. He said, I just don't know what to expect from him. I just don't know what to expect from him. I mean, it's wonderful. It's exciting. What he was really saying, look, I want people in the game who I can control and who I know gonna do what I tell them to do. That's what I want, because that will secure me keeping my doggone job. If I screw around with this young boy here who I don't know what the hell he gonna do, I don't know what's gonna happen with my job. That's what you saw right there. That's what you saw when he talked about the 5 turnovers. That's what you saw the time on the press conference where Melo had a great game, and then he brought up Devontae somehow.
He brought Devontae. Nobody even asked, the reporter never even asked him about Devontae. But he started going in and talking about Devontae. Because really, just replace, when he's talking about Devontae, just replace it when he's talking about him. Because that's what I hear. He's talking about himself. See, and how he sees Devontae and what he's trying to sell the media on Devontae. Remember how he kept trying to convince us Devontae was shooting good even though he wasn't shooting good?
I remember that.
Okay, yeah. I mean, sound like that old Groucho Marx thing. You know, who you gonna believe, me or your lying eyes? I mean, we watching this dude. We watching that he can't shoot. He look like doo-doo smell. And this guy after the games keep telling us, wait a minute, no, y'all, you're not really seeing that. You're not seeing that right. You know, he's really doing good. You know, he's really doing exactly what I need him to do. You know, he's succeeding. And you going, well, what the hell is he talking about? See, that's the problem with Borrego. See, he's one of those kinds of coaches. He knows that he cannot keep that job if there's an element that is introduced into that job that he can't control and he can't take credit for. See, when you evaluate a coach, you evaluate him based on whether or not what you think what he can do with the talent that you have. Okay, how he can develop and if he can get the best out of them, or if he's able to caretake and be able to be just a caretaker for a team that just needs just a little bit of help, but can do it themselves, a la the Lakers. Okay. So Borrego knows that when they had to draft Lamelo, it scared the living crap out of him. See, because he won't be able to say that he take any responsibility for Melo's game. That's what all the tinkering stuff is about, and what Rev is mad about with them trying to bug break him is what he's saying. That's why Rev is mad, because Rev knows what he's doing. Because he was a player, he knows when coaches do this. It don't feel good as a player. Pisses you off. Because it means somebody gonna get screwed, and it might be you. You know, it might be you or your friend. You know what I mean? Your homie. So yeah. So this is see, before Charlotte hasn't had any expectations, and we all know that if a person has no, it's not inspired or enough to feel like there's something to aspire to, something to strive for, then that could be a problematic life in some ways. Okay. But in sports, not everybody can win and not everybody can be in the elite because of the markets and all that. So that's why I said managing mediocrity. So Charlotte has gotten used to filling up the stands, selling season tickets, sharing in the revenue, and not being very good. You know, their fans are okay with it because, again, they got Duke, they got Carolina. You know, they have experience. They have NASCAR. They've got things down there that they can cheer for and so forth and so on. They can be patient with somebody. They got Carolina Panthers. You know, they got somebody that they can be patient with. And Jordan, they will always be patient with because he's the son of Carolina. So he can't do any wrong, even if the team sucks year after year after year after year. The people won't turn on Jordan. See, he's Carolina to them. That's why they won't turn on Mitch Kupchak either, because he's Carolina. Went to North Carolina as well.
Powerful, man.
Yeah, so it's a lot of stuff going on, DJ, from what I see and what I've experienced. It's a lot of stuff. It's layered. It's you know, and it's weird because sometimes how it manifests sometimes as different things. Because sometimes when you watch the Hornets, it looks like Borrego is great with Melo and everything is cool. But then other times it looks like, wait a minute here. What's disjointed? Like tonight, or like when he playing him 17 minutes, or talking to him about 5 turnovers and all that. Just stuff that just doesn't make sense. It doesn't go together. It's like when my kids were little. You helping them with their homework, and you're doing their homework of which thing doesn't belong. In the picture, look at the picture and pick out the thing that doesn't belong. That's them. There's too much when you watch them that doesn't belong. And it makes no sense. And you're like saying, why does it? This makes no sense. Because it doesn't make any logical sense. It doesn't. There's too much talent out there. That's available. It doesn't have to be this way. They don't have to allow themselves to be slaves and to their idiosyncrasies and then this whole thing with LeVar and all the rest of this, because we know that they are capable of putting those personal differences aside to do business. We know this. We've seen it over and over and over and over again. We know that they can do that. What comes to my mind right now is the Koch brothers talking about the Midwest, talking about that sentimentality. The Koch brothers who have a huge imprint on our society. When they went to war with there's 4 brothers. When they went to war with 2 of them against 2, trying to wrestle control of this empire their father left them. And then when the 2 who won, the 2 that lost, the penalty for losing was that you get nothing. Okay, but the brothers were like, hey, they're our brothers, and we're not going to do that to them. See, that's what's going on here. They're used to that. See, before Tiger Woods came to golf, it was every golf tournament was, well, whose turn is it this week? Is it Corey's turn? Is it Bill's turn? Is it Bob's turn? And whoever won, everybody was happy for them. Hey, all right, that's Bob, because they're all a part of the same group. Tiger came in and changed all. He's like, hey, I ain't got no friends. Okay. Who gonna win this week? Me. Who gonna win next week? Me. Who gonna win the week after next? Me. So they was like, wait a minute, who the hell is this dude? So Fuzzy Zeller tried to put him in his place when he won his first Masters, and made the collard green and the fried chicken joke. See, because the rest of them was feeling like, man, what is this, man? This kid is a kid, man. This dude is a kid, and he's coming in here and he's trying to ruin our thing. But how is he ruining it? Because he's so much better than us. That's how he's trying to ruin it. Because they know the rule. The rule of a meritocracy is the best are at the top, and they get to say how it goes. That's the rules. But they don't like it when it's one of us that's at the top and have to say what the rules are. They don't like that. They try to do everything to try to sabotage it and make it not be. That's why I'm truly amazed at LeBron James, that they have not been able to entrap LeBron James. I'm truly amazed and holding the brother in love because I know that the forces that are at work that want him to be a moral failure. Notice I didn't say economic failure, a moral failure. See, he has to cheat on his wife. Come on, all them guys do. Come on, come up with the pictures. Come on, what's wrong with you guys? No, pretty much he spends $1 million and a quarter on his body, and he's pretty much just into the sport. He really is just one of them guys. No, he can't be. No, he is. He's just one of them guys. He's just not interested. He really loves basketball. He's like Magic Johnson. Magic really loved the game. He wouldn't marry his wife while he was playing in his prime. He's like, no, I'm married to the game. Cookie, you got to wait. Everybody knows that Michael Jordan's wife that's what led to their divorce was his commitment to the Bulls and to his craft. So this is how it is. Not because I say so, not because you say so, anybody says so, because this is the way it is, the way it's been. But certain elements always want to change the rules when the game has caught up to them. See, because it's rigged from the beginning, and then we have to play catch up. And then once we play catch up, we go above. And then when you go above, it's got to be, the rules have to change again. And that's what all this analytic stuff is. See, that's what this all this, and that's what all this analytic stuff is about. Giving them a seat at the table when the seat at the table was going away. Because they weren't supplying value at the way and exclusivity the way that they used to. Like you talk about these scouts, you know, it was all of them and their friends. Well, it's not that way anymore. Now scouting is more digital as well, and anybody can operate that stuff and know how to operate that stuff, and particularly young people. See, so they had to find a way to remain a seat at the table. I'm gonna tell you, my brother, when I first experienced wealthy people cozying up to high school kids, bribing them with their wealth just so they can be in a photo with them and and eat lunch with them and go to dinner with them and be seen with them. Nothing more. I was like, wow. See, so Melo has a lot of wind against him because his trajectory is so huge. He has to have this type of push because he's real. He's for real. This isn't in any fake, any shape or form. This isn't an illusion on any level. This is for real. And when the real ones show up, stuff like the government comes against you and threatens to put you in jail for draft dodging and taking, and then don't put you in jail, but then take away your top earning years.
Coach, some of the people in chat said, what did Tiger Woods said again?
What about Tiger?
They said, A-Pain said, DJ asked Coach what Tiger Woods said again.
Oh yeah. See what Tiger said was before Tiger came to professional golf. Remember, golf is a country club sport. Number one, so that means the only people playing it are wealthy people. Okay, so if a kid becomes a golfer, that means he came from a wealthy family and pretty much a country club. Okay, so in any state that you go in, there only are so many number of country clubs, and most of the people who are members of those country clubs know each other. They know their families, they know their kids, so forth and so on. So these kids grow up playing golf. They go to high school playing golf. They go to college playing golf. Then they turn pro. Well, when they get their pro card, pretty much all the guys on the tour know who the other guys are. They grew up together. Okay, so. When the tournaments happen, when Sunday comes and this class did whatever, the regular tournaments were looked at as whoever had it going. That's who the other guys were happy for. Okay, the majors is where that rule didn't work, didn't apply. That's where the real meritocracy came in. That's why if you look at the record books, only a few names are in them. And if you go back and look at the records and see who competed against them, only a few people competed against them out of everybody as well. Okay, so when Tiger came in, he wasn't a part of the country club. He was a part of the municipal public golf courses and the Navy golf courses from his father. So Tiger didn't come in knowing these people like that. He just competed against them in the amateurs. Okay, so they knew when Tiger got to the pros, they knew that when Tiger got there, the old guys didn't know that, the young guys knew this. They knew when Tiger got there, golf was going to change. So Tiger got there and said, hey, listen. This idea that you guys have about rooting for people other than me, I'm not for that. So I'm just trying to tell you right now, I believe I'm going to win this week, next week, and the week after. I believe I'm going to win every week except the weeks that I don't play. Okay, that's what I'm telling you right now. So, and I'm here to tell you also that I'm going to win more majors than Jack Nicholson and all the rest of them too. That's me. Okay, you guys can stand up in line behind me and play that game y'all playing of who's next based on the wealth circle. Okay, I ain't playing that. So when Tiger fell down, you better believe it was a whole lot of folks cheering, but it was some folks that weren't cheering too because the money took a hit. Because, let's be honest. I mean, people only really wanted to pay to see Tiger. Let's be honest. That whole lack of meritocracy was not real popular, by the way. Okay. Wasn't very popular before Tiger. Okay.
Brother, man, you've been cooking all day, Coach. They said, do you have a YouTube channel?
I don't. I used to have a radio show. I stopped doing it. I'm also a disabled veteran family, and so I got some little health challenges that I deal with from time to time, and so I let go of having something regular. So I decided that I will, when I have time and I'm feeling good, I will listen to people that I believe and follow them, and to see if I can. The Most High is sending me to people who He wants me to talk to and who want to talk to me, because it has to be that kind of thing for me. Because I'm not trying to convince anybody. I'm not trying to do anything other than share what I see, and what I see is what I see. You may not see it. Doesn't mean you're wrong. It means you just don't see it the way I do. And it's okay.
Coach Joe, you're always welcome to New Media. Matter of fact, you're part of the family, man. I don't know if you know it. You're part of the family, man. Welcome to New Media, man.
Well, thank you, my brother, so much. And listen, what I would like for you to do, I would like to do is thank you, my brother, because as having a show once, I know the effort that it takes, and I know that you don't snap your fingers and make it god doggone happen. So thank you. So thank you, okay, my brother, for your time, for your effort, for your energy, okay, for your heart, okay, my brother. Because that's the reason I'm here, for that part. Because I can see it and feel it every time you do a show. And so thank you for creating this space for an old dude like me to come on and share a little bit of what I've seen and a little bit of what I see, and hopefully some people can benefit from it.
Yeah,
or at least be entertained.
Coach Joe, man, not to get sentimental, but the reason why this show is very long is when I listen to you, it reminds me of my father. He passed away a couple of years ago.
Okay.
So when I'm listening to you, it brings me back to the days when me and my father used to have those deep conversations about life. And I thank the Most High for bringing you on the show. It's been a positive aura, and I can tell you believe in our mission of New Media, man. We're trying to change the game, but we're trying to speak on truth. There's not enough truth on YouTube. Everybody's trying to hit the status quo, but this show, I'm giving my time, my energy. I don't go on vacations that much, and it's like, they're like, DJ, man, why you always do YouTube videos? I'm doing it so I can change something, so I can create a space for others from the heart. Everything I made on this show is from the heart, and just to get back to everybody that's on this channel, man.
Can I say this to you, DJ?
Yeah, brother.
I would like for you to stop saying, my brother, what you're trying to do. You're not trying. This isn't a try. You're doing it.
Right.
It's just about you continuing to stay focused and doing what's in your heart to do and growing your channel. That's all. That's the mindset. You ain't trying to do nothing. You've already created the lane. And I know for a fact that your show has already made it to reporters and to coaches and players. I already know that.
Right.
Okay, so that ain't trying. That's doing. And that's what you're doing. You're doing. That's why I said I thank you for your effort, for your time, for your energy, because you ain't trying to do that. That's what you're doing. That's what it takes to do. And that's why you deserve your flowers. Because it ain't easy. You ain't snapping your fingers. Ain't no magic happening other than the magic that comes through you from the Most High. It's all the magic that's happening, but ain't no Harry Potter on the scene. Okay. Okay, let's keep it
Right
real.
on, man. Shout out to Scott for the $100 cash app. He said,
Wow.
"Oh, this is enough." Man,
I
that's
love
more than enough. Thank you, brother. He said
What's his name?
His name is Scott.
Thank you,
Right?
Scott. Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, he said he believed in the vision of new media, man.
Yes, and what the people gonna find out, DJ, is that as the Most High's plan comes together, and we have the pleasure to be able to do some of these shows, people are gonna find out that when they start, as they hear me more, that I don't have an agenda for anything other than truth.
Right.
See, I love that more than I love my own opinion. See, that's the kind of dude I am. If I hear something that I know is true and I'm not holding that truth, I will change what I've said and say, okay, yeah, that is the truth. I was wrong.
Powerful.
Because the truth will make you free. See, people want to have gotten the Hebrew wrong. It's not the truth will set you free, because set is not the point. It's make. The Hebrew is make. And we had a movie to show us that that's not the truth of that. That it's not semantics, make and set, because the 12 years of slave showed you he was set free and his ass was recaptured, because that's what can happen when you're set free. You can be recaptured. But when you're made free, the only way you can be unmade free is if they unmake you. Then you're something else. That's why it says the truth will make you free. It'll turn you into a new creature. It'll help you in a way that you've never even imagined. It'll be a salve, a balm to your heart, to your soul, in times of trouble, in times when things ain't going so well. Because it can only produce love. See, so you doing it. You personify it. You are it. You stand for new media. DJ's raw and cut truth. That's you. New media. You are it. You doing it. You ain't trying. So take that out your vocabulary, if you will, because it's not applicable. If me and you were sitting in your basement talking about this before the channel, then you trying. But not giving up vacations. Not spending not the energy and the time that you spend on this. No, my brother. That ain't trying. That's doing. And don't get into resist the urge to get into the comparing subs and all that stuff. No. Don't do it.
You're right on that.
Don't engage. Don't engage because you put the content out, it'll find its audience.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not about the audience. It's about you being true to yourself. The audience is you.
Mm-hmm.
See, the audience is Melo. He got his own audience. That's the audience. The audience was Kobe. See, I didn't tell you about my time with Kobe, working him out when he was young, and my time spent with Kobe. I'm gonna tell you them stories. We'll get to them stories. See, and how much I see the same out of this Melo. See, and the way he carries himself. What he did on the court the other day, that game I'm talking about. The last person I saw do that was Kobe Bryant, his first year. That's the last rookie I saw do that. I never even saw LeBron do that. Which is, know the coach don't want you to do something, and you do it anyway. And you succeed. And then you throw it in his face. And then you look back at him and you let him know in your body, listen, punk. You do not know what you're talking about. You don't run me. Okay? You know nothing about what I'm out here doing. This is an intellectual conversation to you. This is real life to me. I'm not out here pretending to play NBA basketball.
like you pretending to be John Wood or Red Auerbach or Pop or somebody else you pretending to be. That's why I said Melo gonna get him fired. Because I'm gonna tell you this right now, leaving him out the fourth quarter, that ain't gonna go over well on the base. The next game is Friday. He better be glad the next game is Friday. If the next game was Saturday, he might be out by Sunday. Because a lot of people are gonna be mad about that because there's no rhyme or reason for it, and his explanation had much to be desired. That explanation was juvenile. You say that to your child. When they ask you why you're doing something, you tell them not to do. And you get busted, and so then you tell them some hypocritical bullshit crap that you tell them. So that you can, because you're embarrassed. That's what he did when the reporter asked him, well, Melo didn't play at all in the fourth quarter. What was up with that? Was it the defense? No. He started stuttering. No. Of course. Getting ready to get that loud.
Brother, man, this has been a great show. We gotta close it up, but we're gonna chop it up on Instagram about future shows, man, and ideas. Everyone in the chat, man, peace and love, all praise to the Most High for everything. Always remain thanking. And thank you, OG, for being on the show, man.
Thank you for providing. Thank you, Young G, for providing the platform. Appreciate you. And we'll talk soon. Have a great night to the chat family. Have a great night, folks. Thanks for joining and listening. Appreciate you.
You too, man. Boy, that was great, man. Peace and blessings to everybody, man.